Hello, thanks for watching this video on triangles on the Saturn mount. Now triangles, you will find them quite often all over the palm, in fact, connected to other lines like this one here. I mean, it's very difficult for me to find an example online of a person with a triangle on the Saturn mount, and that's just because well, it's just going to be very difficult to find that example. It's a very rare sign. It's a very fortunate sign, and as a result, the most fortunate signs really they're most likely to come and go. I've already done a video on the 7 signs of fame in palmistry, and that was more of a kind of the inherent signs of success that are more permanent, that a person needs to become successful and therefore famous. But this video deals with triangles on the Saturn mount and what that means. Now, if you find that you have a triangle on your Saturn mount, it's an interest. If it's found on the left hand, it's an interest in the metaphysical, in the occults, in intuitive understandings, in fortune telling, in drawing messages from tarot cards, from dreams, from it's an ability to understand and absorb that knowledge from a kind of higher spiritual power through sort of worship of a god or several gods, and a strong understanding and a keen interest in the occults, in the mystical, mysticism, mystic leanings. So if that's found, on the left hand, then these are a quality that this person has. This is how this person thinks and feels. If it's found on the right hand, then a person has made success through it. And here we see Darren Brown. He has, quite publicly an interest in the occults, in mysticism, in metaphysics. And also massively into psychology as well, and whether or not he believes in it is a different thing, but it's connected to another line here, and this is likely connected with his career. That makes perfect sense. It's not as profound as a triangle that's found completely on its own, and that, as I say, it's a very rare marking. So yeah, it's an understanding and an ability to absorb. It's an interest in that side of life. But what it also brings, whether it's left or right hand, and whether or not it's connected to a line or not, if you've got a triangle here, it creates a kind of serious temperament, a philosophical appreciation for the occult, and a respect for spiritual knowledge. It's whether or not a person believes is another question. It allows the person with to observe and understand and respect this side of life in quite a serious way. It creates a sort of a serious philosophical temperament. And here's Darren Brown again here with a particularly clear image of his palm that I've managed to find. And you can see here clearly connected to the career and the heart line, there's 2 triangles there, sort of creating a bit of an hourglass. And again, this is, a sign that this person has made a career, been successful due to his understanding in metaphysics. So other rare signs in this area, and I'll probably do a video on it at some point, is the Ring of Solomon. That's a sort of horizontal line that comes, rises from the side of the palm up onto the Jupiter mount. Often it doesn't fully form, and it sort of comes halfway. Ideally it should come all the way up, but that's very rare. It's a rare sign in itself. It's a very, very rare and spiritual sign, and it's a very similar meaning. An interest in understanding and ability to absorb and gain information in the metaphysics, in mysticism, in the occult. and provides a stronger sort of intuitive understanding in this area. And also then there's obviously the mystic cross, which everybody knows about, or a lot of people know about. And for this to have, I'll just touch on this quickly, to have a profound and specific meaning, for it to actually be a mystic cross and not just, you know, an effort line coming from the lifeline and career line here, it has to be on its own and not touching anything else, and that makes it much more profound. Just to give an example, these are also signs of you know, mystic leanings, of understanding in the occult, and ability to absorb that higher power and intuitive understandings. So that's what this means here, this triangle on the Saturn mount, a very sort of serious nature, temperament, philosophical, respect for you know, learning and understanding in the metaphysics, in the occult. You know, it also provides the person with this sort of caring nature, love of outdoors, a very sort of calm temperament as well, and I suppose it ties in with the sensitivity, this ability to you know, sense the unseen, the unknown, you know, through another kind of unrecognized sense, past, you know, the five typical sort of senses. And it also, you know, if it's found on the right palm, it creates a very caring nature. You know, a person develops into a person with you know, immense understanding, understanding of others, of their feelings. And again, that ties in with this intuition, the ability to understand the unseen and unheard, the unfelt. It's more than it moves past these five senses, and it creates a highly considerate person, a highly sensitive to other people's needs, and also obviously also it creates, you know, if it's found on the right palm, this person has achieved success through their spiritual awareness, through their spiritual understandings. So that's what the triangle means on the Saturn mount, and particularly if it's found on its own, completely isolated, not touching anything else. That's a very rare, spiritually sort of fortunate, karmically supportive, fortunate sign there. So if you've got this sign, please let me know. Comment in the comment section, or you can email me. I'd love to have a look at your palms. That's absolutely fascinating. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe if you like this. I'll be doing lots more videos on these rare palmar markings, and you know, it's all good. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe and share and all that jazz.